Going live. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm a minute late. At the last minute, I thought, I need my extra light that Shell and Andrew sent me. And then I couldn't find the connector. It was all a big thing. Anyway, Shell's the winner. Hello, Fiona and David. 2011 McIntyre Chardonnay is delicious. And the Sizzler Toast, what a great alternative to a croque monsieur or croque madame. Angela, lovely to have you guys back, Angela and Simon, and a nice one for a hot rain. I know it's absolutely pissing down out there, but it's still really steamy, so I'm happy about my Chardonnay choice. Karen and Joan with the seafood spread, how delightful. Hello, Cotty and John, you've got the croque madame, love your work. Hi, Dan. We haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back. And a veg lasagna afterwards for the Nicholas clan. Awesome. Unreal. All right. Well, I've left Peter in charge of finishing off my croque monsieurs. I've been having lots of fun with my bechamel sauce and my gypsy ham and gorgeous. We used provolone because we just got some cheese from Calendar Cheese, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. But in the meantime, we are Chardonnay. It's just come out of the wine fridge. It's about 12 degrees, but you can see it's got all lovely and what's that word? Wet. It's not quite right. Anyway, Fiona, pressed chicken terrine, celeriac remoulade. That would be beautiful. Some cheesy homemade crumpets. Yum. I'm going to get this open. Karen and Joan, where's Craig tonight? Is he working again, or is he off at another heavy metal concert? Heavy metal? Hard rock? I don't know. I'm going to pop it in a decanter really quickly. It doesn't need it, but I think because it's young, a little bit of air is not going to hurt it. It's a bit splashy. And it smells delicious as it goes into the decanter. Beautiful night in Sydney, sunny and warm, not hot. Enjoying the weather while we can, while our prawns and oysters match the Chardonnay. Cheers to that. Let's get some in the glass. Yes, it was supposed to be cold here by now, which was why my thought of the luxury toasted ham and cheese sandwich kind of came into my mind. I thought, that'll be nice for a change of weather. But anyway, all good. Cheers, everyone. Here's to another Thursday. We're slowing down a little bit out in the winery. Well, Jeremy's not. He's still racing around like a lunatic, and Jess is still working like a Trojan, but they haven't got enough work for 3 of us most of the time. So I'm back. Karen, he's camping up the coast with his mates. Boys trip, nice. Well, bad luck, Craig. You missed out on the Chardonnay. Yes, so we're down to sort of not quite enough work for Kate to be involved in vintage. So I'm back on the computer today, catching up with all my emails, and what fun that's been. I realised that I thought I was on top of things, but I let a couple of things slide. So not with you guys though, so you're okay. We did send out a little email with Jeremy's favourite selection today. We're getting all of the team to put together mixed 6-packs. So, if Drinks with Kate isn't enough wine for you, Moorooduc Estate wine for you, then have a little peruse of those. Dad's got one coming out next month, which will be a super fancy one. So you might want to save a few dollars for that over the next few weeks. But in the meantime, we've got Drinks with Kate now, and we're up to wine number 5 of box 1. So we will be sending out the offer for box 2, I think early next week. There's a few of you who've already subscribed to Drinks with Kate on the new website. And if you want to take the hassle out of having to remember to order it every time, then absolutely get on the Drinks with Kate page on the website. You can subscribe or through the club, subscribe through the club. Then if you get to a box that you don't want, you can just pause it and we'll just leave it and send the next one after that. So it's all going to be very easy. If you want to just keep buying it one at a time, that's okay as well. We can work with all options. All right, enough talking about buying wine. Let's talk about drinking wine. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it? It's got the glass is all kind of cold as well. It's interesting you say that, Karen. It's not just oak that's giving it that spicy character. This wine has a natural character that comes from the vineyards that is sandalwoody, very similar to an oaky spice. But this wine's got very little new oak at all. It's about 10%, if that. So I agree with you. It's very spicy, but that sort of natural spice of the wine is bringing up the little bit of new oak in the wine. And the savouriness, I think, is really amazing. The lemons come through absolutely, and that's also why I decided to decant it tonight, because it does take a moment for the spiciness to blow off and the fruit to come up. So, and it's quite a zesty, salty, kind of tangy but restrained wine. It takes a little while to sort of sort itself out in the glass. So keep swirling. If it's not quite there yet. Zach and Jack and Liz, hello, and Hannah coming soon. Excellent. Oh, Jack, happy birthday. It was lovely to see you on the weekend. Very good to have you on again. I hope you're having a lovely birthday, Jack. And Liz, welcome to Drinks with Kate from WA. Coddy, great food and wine match. The creamy lemon on the white. Yeah, it goes really well with the ham, cheese and egg. I'm looking forward to it. We decided we didn't go for the Madame, we went for the Monsieur. I always get a bit twitchy about, I've told you this before, twitchy about egg with wine glasses, so I decided to leave mine out, but I think that the egg would be a really nice addition. Richard, there's the wine if you would like it. Richard's come in from the rain with half a beer, but he looks like he needs a glass of Chardonnay. Rob, hello, how are you? No worries about being late. Leaky roof, yeah. Well, if the roof's going to leak, it's going to leak tonight, isn't it? It's been. Mum went to Frankston to, I don't know, get a vacuum cleaner fixed or something, and she got stuck in the rain and decided to sort of wait it out for a little while. And she said there's so much, because I think the ground is so dry, and probably the drains are all full of dry leaves and stuff. She said there was just so much water kind of sheeting off the surface of the road and stuff. It's just crazy. So, Rod, I hope you've got the leaky roof sorted out. Karen didn't decant. Yeah, that is a difference, but keep swirling. It's all good. Fiona's Terrine Salty has lemon rind and tarragon. It would go beautifully with this wine. Hello, Kay. Basic cheese tasty. Nothing wrong with that. I thought we were going to be just having a cheese toastie for a minute there. Jill said she had ham and she was out and the ham wasn't sliced, but Peter to the rescue. We have a meat slicer here, which I'm terrified of using, but in the end he actually just cut it by hand, but I'm not very good at cutting up ham. It would have been chunks of ham rather than slices if it had been me. Hello, Beck and John. Welcome. You've got out of childminding duties, and obviously the new baby hasn't arrived yet. Fingers crossed soon. Hello, Nareem. How you going? Okay, I haven't said anything about the wine yet, except that it's spicy. So, and it's got some lemony notes. So let's get into it. For me, it's got this real kind of combination of lemon zest and then lemon curd. It's really tangy, but also creamy on the nose. It's got a savouriness too and a saltiness, which I think is really lovely. And as Karen mentioned before, it's got a real spicy, woody kind of a note that blows off quite quickly, but is there from first pour. And it's certainly, we're still using oak barrels here at Moorooduc for all of our wines. And all of the white wines are fermented in oak, but the Chardonnay these days is seeing about 10% new oak, but more second use oak. So that might also be adding a little bit of spice to it. And also the wine is naturally spicy. It's got this sandalwoodiness to it, which is really rather lovely. Angela, I did say something about egg and wine. So I love the flavour of a good egg sandwich, egg and cress sandwich with a glass of Chardonnay, or as some people are doing tonight, a croque madame with a fried egg on top of their ham and cheese toastie. But because of the albumin, I think it is, in the yolk, it's quite sticky, and the smell of the egg sticks on your lips, and then when you have a sip of wine, you leave some albumin on the glass, and then for me, that makes the wine glass smell of egg, and then I can't smell the wine anymore. So I get quite irritated. I have a friend who used to be my boss who used to always carry a handkerchief in his pocket, and he'd wipe every time he had a sip of wine, he'd wipe the glass. And I thought that was a little bit over the top, but I've actually taken to doing that if I'm eating anything with egg in it while I'm drinking wine, or anything with smoked salmon, or even just cooked salmon. The fat of a fatty fish and of the egg will really get into the smell of the wine and sort of cover up the smell and taste of the wine to its detriment. And particularly if you're at a dinner and you're asked to keep using the same glass, and you have sort of salmon for entree and then duck and Pinot for main course, you can rinse out the flavour of the wine easily, but the salmon smell on the glass remains. It makes me quite upset, because Pinot Noir and salmon is not a delicious combination. I want my Pinot Noir to be matched to duck and not leftover fish oil. All right, so Coddy's wiping the glass. Good work. So yes, Angela, if you're going to have, and particularly if it's a runny yolk, that will make it even more obvious. You might have noticed sometimes if you pull wine glasses and even water glasses out of the dishwasher, and sometimes they have a bit of a weird smell to them. I have traced that back to when I've had eggs for breakfast and haven't rinsed my plate and my knife and fork off, and there's been a bit of egg in the dishwasher. It's got in the dishwasher water, and it's got in the wine glass. And you can just rinse the wine glass out with hot water and let it cool, and it'll be fine. But the egg smell gets into it really quickly. So there you go. That's me being hypersensitive, but it does help. Yeah, good to hear you've been able to sort out your leak with a bucket, Rob. I hope that it doesn't escalate. Alison, minerally too. Yeah, very minerally. You inspired me to take a sip. And it's got that real zingy, zesty lemon zest and lemon juice on the palate. But it's slightly salty, like preserved lemons. It's got again some of that sandalwoody, cedary kind of spice to it, and it's got this lovely kind of it's a minerality. It's hard to sort of describe, isn't it? It reminds me of sort of very cold water from a mountain stream or something like that. That little kind of finish that, or really good. I love San Pellegrino because it's got lots of minerals in it. It's quite salty, and I get that kind of salty, minerally kind of a flavour to this wine as well on the finish. Reminds me a little bit of San Pellegrino without the bubbles. It's going to age really well, and this is where I kind of drop the bomb. Hey, I will never take it. Thanks, Shell. Oh, Pete, thank you. Peter's brought me a beautiful croque monsieur. Oh, look at that. It's worked out well. He's even garnished it with some cornichons. There you go. Doesn't that look awesome? Yeah, absolutely, Shell. That smells incredible too. It's going to be really messy to eat. He's given me a knife and fork, but I still think it's going to be slightly problematic. I'll come back to that in a minute because it's also very hot. But yum, awesome. Where was I up to? Saltiness. Yes. I think that a little. Oh, hello, Jeff and Sue. How you going? I was wondering if you were going to be able to join us tonight. It's been very quiet at your house this week. tired yourselves out last weekend. The smell of the cheese and the ham and the Dijon mustard is just kind of wafting up at me, and it's making the wine smell much richer and less zesty. It's really interesting. The smell of that, the smell of the ham and the cheese is just kind of bringing out some of the sort of slight cheesy, creamy notes on the wine. More lemon curd now rather than lemon juice. I think I'm going to have to dig into this sandwich and see if I can delicately do a little mix. Kay's getting a bit of lychee and jasmine on the nose. I definitely get the jasmine. I don't know. It's funny. I always, when I hear lychee, it's so attached in my brain to Gewürztraminer that if the wine doesn't smell like Gewürztraminer, I can't smell lychee. But, Cotty, I'm not going to eat the cornichons. It's very nice thought of Peter's, but I think the cornichons will fight a little bit with the wine. So here we go. I've cut off a delicate little portion. I'm hoping I'm not going to burn my mouth too much. Bear with me. Yum. Orange blossom. I think so, Jeff and Sue. There's a little bit of, oh my God, that's delicious. So I have to spruik Richard's bread in this circumstance. This is Richard's bread that was frozen and defrosted today. And it's the perfect vehicle for a croque monsieur because it's got crusty edges and it's nice and solid in the middle, but it's got beautiful flavour and it's just soaked up all that bechamel sauce and cheese and Dijon mustard and butter and all of those evil things very, very well. Oh, God, that's delicious. The ham gives it a little bit of smokiness, and then the wine comes back with its zingy, zesty lemoniness. It really sings with this food combination. If you haven't done the croque monsieur tonight, and I can understand why maybe people haven't, because it was quite a faff making the bechamel sauce and then toasting the sandwiches and then slathering them with sauce and then baking them and then grilling them. But I had excellent help. So I don't think the McIntyres are going to need anything else for dinner tonight. It's pretty awesome. Thank you, Peter. Yes, I think I did mention that before, but I'll say it again. So the free-range ham is from Phil the butcher in Somerville, and he smokes his own ham, bacon, all of his small goods. That he uses ethically grown free-range pork to make his products, and the ham is absolutely delicious. I mean, we've got a bit of ham in there, so it's not just a slither, but it's not great big chunks, and you don't need it because it's got so much flavour and so much intensity. The saltiness and the richness of the ham really works really well. Rob is having Brett's Sepp chips, which is an absolutely excellent alternative. David is gloating about having bought a Drinks with Kate dozen rather than a Drinks with Kate six-pack. I'd highly recommend it as well because if I do say so myself, I make an effort to put beautiful wines in the pack. And I think that we are very spoiled down here, Alison. It's always nice when you find a wine that you love to be able to know that you have another bottle in the cellar. So if you didn't buy 2 Drinks with Kate packs or you want some more of the Estate Chardonnay, I'm here to tell you that you better get on it quick. We released it in October last year. This is the first time we've done it in Drinks with Kate. I think, Kay, you will correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've looked at this wine until now. And I thought we'd still have heaps of it to sell. And in fact, Leonie said to me yesterday, I've only got 5 cases left, Case. And I found her another 40 cases, but that will be it. So we're getting the rest back from the warehouse, but yeah, it'll go pretty quickly. So if you're loving this Chardonnay and you want to see how it ages over the next few years, I'd grab a few bottles and stick them in the cellar. I'm certainly going to put a dozen in the cellar. Oh, there's a helicopter going past, very low, looks like a police helicopter. Interesting. Thank you, Kay. I thought it was the first time. Oh, Coddy's having the Somerville ham as well, Coddy and John. It is amazing ham. It's so beautiful. And Jill and I can't remember if I've spoken to you guys about this, so please tell me to shut up if I've already said this a million times. But Jill and I have decided that while we're not prepared to be completely vegetarian, we are finding it harder and harder to eat meat that we don't know where it comes from. So having people like Phil who make beautiful smoked small goods out of ethically raised pigs. We have a lovely friend who sells us a couple of lambs every year, so we can eat lambs that have had a nice life. We buy Isola Chianina from Gippsland, which I've told you guys about before, but if you weren't online, that's friends of mine who breed Chianina beef and sell. Good idea, Karen. Do let Craig know. He'll be very sad to have missed it, I think. These friends of mine have Chianina cows, which are the big Italian white cows. Beautiful beef. Those cows have a lovely life and a quick, relatively stress-free death. And we also have our friends down at Torello on the Mornington Peninsula, Sophie and Mark, who farm their own sheep and their own cows, and their meat is expensive and worth every cent because the animals have had a really nice life. I know, Shell, we've talked about Australian meats, eating Australian animals on our chat before, and I think that's also a great idea. They've had a wild life, and they get to do what they're supposed to do while they're alive, and then we hopefully treat them relatively well as we're getting them ready to be our dinner. But anyway, Somerville ham, very, very good. And the lamb cutlets are exultant. Absolutely, Rob, down at Torello. Those guys do a great job. And friends around the area have sheep on their property for Torello. So you never know, we might be able to, when we get some fences and a gate on the front entranceway, we might be able to have some Torello sheep here as well. Who knows? Jill's looking a bit horrified. I think the sheep that come to Moorooduc are going to be pets. They'll get to, how long do sheep live for if they get to live their whole life through? I'm not really sure about that, but you can come and pat the Moorooduc sheep, perhaps. They'll be good lawn mowers, at least. As the wine is warming up and opening up, I'm getting a little bit of kumquat citrus, a little bit richer citrus coming through, and the minerality is still there, but it's kind of just stepping back a little bit. It's got this lovely tanginess. If you're lucky enough to be at Torello at the right time, Cotty is saying they do have the odd special on their meat. I have actually taken advantage of that a couple of times. But their vegetables and their fruit and all of their produce is really lovely. I've just cut myself an enormous bit of sandwich, which I was about to shove in my mouth, but I think I better make it a bit smaller because I won't be talking for 5 minutes. It's so yummy. It's very hard to stop eating it, even though I'm having a lovely time talking to you guys. Hang on a sec. Alison, this is a very good question. Is there a wine club discount on this wine? There is. And we are just in the process of emailing all of the people who have a wine club subscription on the old website. It's 10%, David. Settle down. So we have a lot of people who are on our wine club, but don't have a live subscription because we haven't with the old website been able to capture all of your details. So nice try. So Alison, if it's not showing on your login, then we need to get you signed up properly to the wine club, which means that we need to commit you to a subscription of some sort, which is not too painful. And you can always skip the subscription if it comes at an inconvenient time. What I would recommend is having a look at the Drinks with Kate subscription. If you think that you would like to have at least 2 of the Drinks with Kate boxes a year, then if you subscribe to Drinks with Kate on the new website, then you will get an email 2 or 3 weeks before the next subscription goes through. It goes through every 2 months, but you'll get plenty of notice on an email saying, have a look at your account and let us know if you don't want to get this box. You don't have to ring anyone. You just go into your account and you'll have a password, and you can look at your subscriptions, and you can just hit the button that says skip, and you skip it for that 2 months, and you'll get an email in 2 months' time saying, do you want the next one? There are 6 Drinks with Kate boxes a year, so that might be too much for some people. I totally understand that, but the only way we could set it up was to say subscribe to all of it and then skip them along the way. As long as you take 2 in the year, then you're buying your 12 bottles of wine that gets you into the wine club. It's really simple. You can manage it yourself, or if you don't want to manage it yourself, you can call Leonie or email Leonie, and we can manage it for you back of house here as well. So this is a perfect time to jump on. David, it's only ever going to be 10%. If you want to buy Devil Bean Creek Pinot, you get 15% if you buy a dozen. That's your only 15% discount. Nice try, though. Unless you buy the Drinks with Kate box, and that's always at least a 15% sort of general discount on the wines in the Drinks with Kate box. So that's your trick. Buy 2 Drinks with Kate boxes, and then you've got extra bottle of everything. It's the cheapest way to buy the wine at Moorooduc Estate that you can get. So I hope that all makes sense, the subscription thing. If it doesn't, and you want to go through it with me or with Leonie, or Peter's around as well, and he's doing back of house, between the 3 of us via email or phone, we can sort you out. It'll be easy. But have a look at the new website, have a look at the club, and look at the options. But signing up for Drinks with Kate is the easiest way to do it. David has been double dipping Drinks with Kate for a while, and that just makes me think, Pete, it is possible to double dip the Drinks with Kate even if you're subscribed, isn't it? You just order 2 rather than 1 box at a time. Super duper, easy peasy. Nice. Thank you, David. This wine is opening up very beautifully. I'm going to just for the sake of science, try a little bit of cornichon with my sandwich. I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to give it a go. I have a feeling on its own certainly would fight with the Chardonnay. Hi, Loans. And there's also a bit of Dijon mustard in the sandwich, which kind of goes nicely with the cornichons. But for me, the cornichon does the same thing that the wine does. It brings in the acid, it refreshes the mouth, it kind of clears out the sort of all that cheesy, fatty, hammy goodness, and brings the lemon and minerals forward. Absolutely, Karen. Oh, the oysters are also working really well. Good on you, Joan. Oysters are always a classic match with a young Chardonnay. So yum. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, thank you, Rob. Rob has said good job with the website. Looks really good. Thank you. I'm sure there's always room for improvement. I'm sure there'll be things that we'll find that we want to do differently, better, add on, whatever, with website 2.0. But we've got a really great team on board now who will be the dream team, Peter said, who'll be able to sort us out with updating the website and fixing any glitches that we've got and adding anything in. One thing that I did notice is that, and we're not sure how we're going to go ahead with the communications at the moment, but Commerce 7, who is the company behind Shop and Wine Club now, have a communication, like they have an email option. So we might be able to move away from MailChimp, but I've noticed on the website one thing that we did miss was a sign up button for Drinks with Kate. We're working on that at the moment, so don't stress if it's not there. We're still using MailChimp to communicate to you at the moment, as you might have noticed. One of these days that might change, but we've got lots of other things to get sorted out before we even think about changing that. So, and once we get there, we'll work out how to get Drinks with Kate mailing list together. That should be relatively straightforward. Pete can manually do it if he has to. He said he's stepping up and doing the heroic work for our website and for our Drinks with Kate people. So here's cheers to that, Pete. Thank you. What have I missed? Lots of people saying good. Thank you very much that you like the website. The oysters are bringing the lemons and mineral forward. Well, that's really interesting. And I think oysters, people think of oysters as being sort of seafood, but they've got a richness and a fattiness to them that's really lovely. Just be cautious with an internal email system, less flexibility. Yeah, sure. Okay. If the internal email system doesn't work for us the way that we need it to, we'll just keep using MailChimp because we know how that works. It works well. It's just, if we can get the other system working, then we're not paying for two different systems to do the same thing, which means we can spend more money on wine. Alison, thank you. Yay, awesome. Signed up, plus Chardonnay and the discounts there. Excellent. Good work, Alison. Thank you very much for signing up. I will also be sending, those of you who are coming on, I know I keep talking about it, and those of you who are not coming, I apologise. But very quickly, those of you who are coming on the trip to South Australia, the bus is fully booked. So if you haven't emailed me and I haven't said you're on the bus, then the bus is fully booked. If you desperately want to come and you just haven't got around to emailing me yet, then send me an email. We'll see what we can work out. There's a possibility of getting a second driver, or there's space in cars, or you can hire a car yourself, whatever takes your fancy. But we're up to 16 people, which is quite a big group for a lot of the little celladors that we're going to. So I think that's a good number. I'll be sending all of you an email either tomorrow or early next week with a request for some money and some more details. So I'm very excited. I know a lot of you have already booked your flights and your accommodation, so that's awesome. Let's get back to the wine. The lemon is it's all different bits of lemon. It kind of comes and goes. It's lemon juice, and then it's lemon rind, then it's lemon oil, then it's lemon curd, swirls around. Money for Kate. David, it's all going into your trip. Don't you worry. I'm not making any profit from you. Don't worry. Luckily, it's going to be a fun trip. So that'll be the profit for me, getting to spend 5 days with you guys, hanging out, drinking wine in the South Australian wine regions. The cheese wafting off the sandwich is also kind of changing the aroma of the wine, and I think that's a nice kind of reminder. We've got into the habit of it's provolone, Jill. It was the provolone that arrived today, and it's really good, isn't it? It's got lovely flavour. I think the recipe called for Gruyere. I think provolone is probably Italy's answer to Gruyere. There's a similarity to it. It's a bit softer. It's got a little bit sweeter milkiness to it than a Gruyere, but there's a similar meltiness to it, and it does a really good job. Hang on, I'm just going to have a sip of my wine while I remember where I was up to. I can't remember. Karen, I think Adelaide's going to be so much fun. tasting and reviewing with this group. I know, and getting this group together for 4 days in a row, 5 if you count the Thursday evening for live drinks with Kate. I'm still trying to work out whether we can actually also include the people who are not there and have sort of a little computer link with everyone. Might be just for a few minutes, but that would be quite fun as well. No, I was talking about food and wine matching, and I know that's become a really important part of Drinks with Kate, the food matches, and I love the fact that some of you kind of follow the recipes religiously and some of you just go with whatever you feel like, because we've done this for a while. You know what's going to work with different wine styles. But I think that it's lots of fun. If you've got any requests about what direction you'd like the food matches with the wines to go, if you want them to be more challenging, if you want them to be more user-friendly, if you want, because I think we've had some fun with spice and with different cuisines in the past, and I plan to continue doing that. We haven't done Japanese for a while, so we might have to dip back into that, because I think Japanese flavours go really, really well with our wines. We'll have Craig and Kay as our technical wizards. They'll sort it for the live feed. Absolutely awesome, Karen. That's a great idea. And we could maybe, if we think that it's not going to work from the pub, maybe we could bring a few bottles of wine and have a live feed from the hotel room before we go out. That might be more sensible. Anyway, we'll work on that. The other thing, if we're going to do that, you might want to bring your travel wine glass, which I now have. Thanks to Chris Kringle at Christmas time, I have 2 travel wine glasses. So I'll be bringing one of those along from Riedel. Very nice. Wine to match Darrenberg restaurant chocolate mousse. We're not going to Darrenberg, Nareem. You'll be sorry to hear. But we'll be going to lots of cool places. But wouldn't it be fun to have all of you guys who are on the trip, broadcasting out to our wider community? Although probably most of the people who are on the trip are the people who'd be watching this, so we might have to see if we can rope in a few more people to log in for us to have someone to talk to. Could be quite fun. My travel wine glasses, I will let you know, Karen. I didn't buy them. So I'll bring them for show and tell next week. Chris Kringle got them for me. They're Riedel glasses, and they come in their own little canister. They're the stemless ones, and I think there's a Chardonnay one, and it's not a Pinot one. It looks like a Cabernet one or something like that. I'll bring them in so we can have a look at them. But I think they'll pack one of them will pack very easily in my suitcase, and both of them will be almost as easy to pack in my suitcase. It becomes slightly awkward for me when I'm traveling, because I've got my travel coffee maker and my travel tea maker and my travel glasses and my travel wine, and it all gets a bit much. There's often not room for another pair of shoes. So slightly problematic. Merch idea lines, I think that's a good idea. Angela, we'll work on getting that virtual. You'll be one of the people at home that we can talk to. Alison wants to know, why do I need them? No, the wineries will absolutely have glasses, Alison. It just depends if we want to have, after work drinks in our hotel room. Although the Sofitel, if you are staying at the Sofitel, they have very nice glasses in their rooms, so it's not really a huge problem. You might need to bring your Drinks with Kate wine with you for our live sesh. We'll work on that a bit closer to the time. A bottle each. That might be a bit much. We might work it out. Anyway, the in-room glasses are not bad at the Sofitel, but you can do better with a Riedel glass. Anyway, more of that later. Oh, Alison, that's okay. We can also have room drinks at the Sofitel. That won't be a problem. Won't be a problem at all. We'll sort it all out. Pullman. Sorry, Kay. Thank you. God, my brain. I just shouldn't talk about things without looking at them first. The Pullman, not the Sofitel. The Pullman is where I'm staying, where Kay's staying. I think Cotty and John have booked in there. There's a number of us who are staying there. But if you're not staying there, hopefully you're within walking distance, and that'll be our sort of base for being picked up. going out for dinner. There are lots of bars to go out to too, so we might not be wanting to drink wine in our rooms. So I might also be a little bit tired. Sorry, Shell. I'm just like, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's probably a good reason for me to stop talking now and leave you guys to your last sips of Chardonnay. Around the corner, excellent. Alison, drink with rose straws in the bottles. David, behave yourself. Yeah, sorry, Karen. Just losing my mind. Polystyrene cups do travel well, Nareem, but they're horrible to drink out of, and they make my skin crawl. Polystyrene generally, I can't do it. Cannot do it. I would rather go with David's suggestion of straws in bottles than polystyrene. Thanks, Kay. Okay, next week we're doing the Devil Bean Creek Pinot, which has been long awaited and is now released. That is a wine that you can get a 15% discount on, David. So go crazy with that with your wine club membership. Hey, what? It's not on the website yet though, so good luck with that. No, we're just working that out. So just relax. It's not going to sell out in a week. It's all good. Crazy straws. David, you can buy everyone a crazy straw for the trip. That'd be lovely. Thank you. Fiona, the last Devil Bean Creek Pinot was amazing. The new one is also delicious. It's very young, but it's looking great. So I'm very, very happy. I remember crazy straws when we were kids. Mum and Dad used to hate them because we used to drink chocolate milk through them, and trying to wash the ones that went twirly whirly with chocolate milk through them got pretty disgusting. You could do that, David. I know. Just be calm. Be calm. Pete's working on hats. He's been told by the hat people that the corduroy doesn't look very good with embroidery on it, so we're going back to square one. Will there be a Devil Bean Creek green? No, Cotty, we haven't made a Devil Bean Creek green this year. Karen, well done, Kate. We've tested you this session and no Craig to add to it. I know. No, the only Devil Bean Creek we made in 2024 was the Pinot Noir. We didn't have enough Chardonnay fruit. And the Pinot Gris was kind of came and went a little bit as far as popularity. We may revisit it, but we feel that the Gris is better used for the Pinot Gris on skins. Craig was censored all night. We sent him away. We didn't have to listen to his naughty comments. That's correct, Fiona. But if you are missing the Devil Bean Creek Pinot Gris, then please by all means petition management. Send us an email and I shall pass it on to the powers that be. We do have a little bit of 2019 Devil Bean Creek Pinot Gris. I think it's the 19. Or it might be the 21. We've got a Pinot Gris that came back from Queensland, Devil Bean Creek, that we're putting in the next box. So there's a little bit that you can buy, but not huge amounts. So, and then it'll all be gone until we maybe make it again one day. Devil Bean Creek is getting harder and harder to find fruit for. 21, thanks, Lines. There was some 19, but more 21, and I think we sold all the 19. So it's the 21 going into the box. Little bit of 21 to buy. And and John is continuing to request late harvest Pinot Gris. We didn't manage to make it this year, maybe next year. Dad just gave me a look as if to say never will we make late harvest Pinot Gris, but I will continue to harangue and harass management. Fruit's too good and too expensive, Fiona, to go into the Devil Bean Creek. We're really struggling to find fruit that is the right price to make a wine that we can sell for $30 a bottle. That's the essential short version of the story. So Chardonnay's not a possibility. Pinot Noir, we've been declassifying fruit that could have gone to estate so that we can keep making Devil Bean Creek Pinot because we've got enough Pinot Noir fruit. So that's just a little gift to you guys and the world. And the Pinot Gris was I think it was, you guys got it. The rest of the world kind of didn't. So we decided to just give it a break this year, but we might try it again next year. All right. that's enough of that. I'm going to go and finish my croque monsieur and my glass of wine. It's been awesome. Love you all. Take it easy. Stay out of the rain. I hope that anyone who's got leaks in the roof have got good buckets to put underneath them. Because the rain, apart from getting through roofs where it shouldn't, the rain is wonderful. So we're very happy. Take care, Rob. And I'll see you all again next week. Thanks, Shell. The rain is a cozy touch. Nice sound on the roof. Okay, guys. Cheers. Happy Chardonnay day. Oh, did I say that we don't have much of this left? Yes, I did. Don't forget to buy some. See you later. Bye.